welcome back to the channel. So today on the channel, we're going to talk about Total Divas because there's been so many rumblings lately about how they should bring Total Divas back and how people want to see it again. And so we're going to cast Total Divas. If I was the producer and I wanted to cast Total Divas, this is who I would put on it. And I'm going to do 5 OGs, so 5 people that were originally main cast on the show. If they were reoccurring or had some, if they had some episodes here and there, I'm not going to count them as a main cast. This is just main cast. And then I'm going to do 5 newbies and an honorable mention. So, let's start with the OGs. So, we had a lot of people on the original Total Divas, from Natty, the Bella Twins. We had Carmella, Alexa. We had Maurice. We had so many people on the original Total Divas, and they all were amazing, honestly. But these are the 5 that I would cast today, that I would like to see. And number 1, of course, is Natty, because there is no Total Divas without Natty. She was the original OG, and she was amazing, and I loved how she was always in everybody's business. She was always talking about TJ. She was always worried about her cats and throwing parties and causing chaos, and so we have to have the Natty chaos in Total Divas. So she is definitely going in the show. And then the next person is Naomi. We're not having this show without Trin. Are you crazy? The Trin and John clips are some of the best clips on the show. So we cannot have this show without the 2 of them. They are amazing. And honestly, I'd give them their own TV show because their chemistry and their goofiness and their jokes, and I just loved everything about it. Again, they had some of the best moments in the entire show. So we cannot do this show without Naomi. Plus, she's our champion now, so she deserves to be on it. And then number 3, and kind of 4, I guess, is the Bella Twins. I would definitely bring back Nikki and Brie. Number 1, just for the simple fact that they have such chemistry with these ladies already. These were kind of the core group, and so I would definitely bring them back. But I loved Nikki and Brie on TV. I loved their dynamic, and it was honestly funny too, just seeing their different dynamics. Because Brie and Nikki do have very different personalities, very different kind of lifestyles, where, Brie is in the garden and Nikki is shopping on Rodeo Drive. And so I would definitely recast both of them. Plus, can you really have Total Divas without Brie Mode? Because Brie Mode brought us the iconic moments. Where did I lose my shoe? Where did I lose my shoe? We cannot have Total Divas without Nikki and Brie. There's no way. And then my 5th pick might be a little controversial, but I honestly loved her on the show, and that's Nia Jax. I would definitely put Nia back on the show. I think seeing a different side of Nia on the show really made me like her a lot. She was more vulnerable on the show. She kind of opened up more, and you saw truly who Nia was. And so I really enjoyed that, and I think she would bring that dynamic back to the show. And so I really would enjoy seeing her on there again. So that is my top 5 OG cast members that I would recast on a new Total Divas. And my honorable mention for the OG side would, of course, be Miss Alexa Bliss, because I absolutely love her and everything that she's about and everything that she does. And I would love to see her back on my screen. But I think with her child and her marriage and everything, she's a little more private. So that's why I threw her at the honorable mentions. I feel like the other 5 would really kind of be open to it, and she kind of likes to be in her own little life, which I love as well, because that's great. Then we move on to the 5 newbies that I would cast for Total Divas. And you cannot talk about a new Total Divas, honestly, in my opinion, without Chelsea Green. Like, Chelsea Green deserves to be in the Divas era of wrestling, period. So you cannot have a Total Divas without Chelsea. Like, I would thoroughly enjoy seeing more about her, seeing kind of her behind the scenes. And she's been a pivotal piece of this whole movement to talk about Total Divas again. So I definitely think she has to be cast. And then I would do Tiffy. I think she is a new coming star that people would like to see more of. We see her in the ring and we see her being this like Tiffy mode, Tiffy time character. But we don't get to see a whole lot of her outside of that. And I think people would thoroughly enjoy getting to know her. And then, of course, also since she is dating Kaiser, get the dynamic of both of them. So I think she would be a very interesting cast on that. And my third one I kind of debated on because I love her and I think she would do great, especially with this group of girls. But she also already has her own show. But I would cast Bianca. I think that her and Montez are fantastic, and what they have going on with their show is great. And I think that being with this group of girls, she would add a lot of just a big dynamics that I would enjoy. She would add some funniness. Her and Naomi, honestly, together would make the show in itself. So I would definitely cast Bianca. But I will say that she is one that I did hesitate on because she already does have her own thing going on with Montez. And it's fantastic and it's doing great. But as we've seen before, the Bella twins did Total Bellas and Total Divas at the same time, so it could all work out. And then number 4, of course, is no surprise, Miss Liv Morgan, because I adore her. You guys, if you know me, if you've watched, you know that. She was actually on a few episodes as like a reoccurring on the original Total Divas in like season 9, I think it was. And I love seeing her on my screen, like when they took her on vacation and it was her first vacation and she opened up to the girls about that. Like it was a lot of great moments. And I know that if she's on the screen now, it would be even better moments. Seeing her little farm life and everything like that. Like I tune into her Instagram stories and watch her little farm life and I thoroughly enjoy it. So I definitely would cast Miss Liv Morgan on there. I think she would bring a nice kind of refreshing dynamic. And then you cannot talk about the women's division today without Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley would be my final casting on this show. I again would love to see a kind of behind the scenes of Rhea. We always see like this mommy on top, badass, and I think that that's who she is in life too. But I also think that she is such a wonderful person. You see the women's locker room have so much respect for her. If you caught clips from the evolution on Natty's story afterwards, she was living her best life with the girls. And so I would love to see a little more Rhea on my screen and kind of get to know her better. And then my honorable mention, and I almost put her in over Bianca just because, like I said, Bianca has her own thing going on, but I would love to see that Bianca Naomi dynamic, and that's really kind of what put me to pick her. But my honorable mention would be Maxine Dupree because I adore everything that Maxine does. I follow her on literally all socials, and I love when she does her little vlogs. I love when her and Kathy do their like car talks. I think that her personality and her dynamic is so amazing and I love it. And so I would definitely throw Maxine in there as well. And she would be my honorable mention and she would almost make the list. But I love that Bianca Naomi dynamic, and I think that would bring a lot of good TV and a lot of good moments. But I'm curious to know if you guys could cast Total Divas, who would you put in it? You could do 5 OGs and 5 newbies. You can do all newbies, whatever you feel like. Let me know in the comments who you would put on your Total Divas. Thank you for watching, and as always, subscribe to my channel, comment on this video, and of course, follow me on all socials.